Hi folks, we're Sophie and Philippe, two professional chefs and regenerative farmers, on a mission to empower people to grow, cook and preserve nutrient-dense, regeneratively grown, delicious food. We bring you how-to recipes, stories that bridge the gap between the land and our plates, sprinkled with a pinch of humor and lots of grit. After a wildfire burned down much of our farm, and with a baby on the way, we're working hard to rebuild our lives. Join us for some honest cooking, regenerative living and fun farm-to-table courses and retreats. Alright guys, exciting! We ain't in Kansas no more! It's gonna be a fun episode, this one, because we're actually not in Portugal right now, and there's a lot to share with you. Let's have a coffee. Alright, so guys, we're in Italy right now, and it's a really interesting time because we're here for multiple reasons. One of them being that we're of course researching locations abroad for our culinary experiences as always, and we've got some more filming opportunities here. So it's a work trip, but at the same time it's also a lot of fun and leisure, because as you know, we're expecting our little baby boy, and due to what is happening right now in our lives, he will be born in Italy as our other kids are. So this episode is all about showing you where we are and showing you how I prepare for a home birth and how Philippe prepares mentally for my home birth as well. So the area we're in right now in Italy is called La Marca, and it's halfway down the boot of Italy at the height of Rome, and then you take a 2.5 to 3 hour drive to the east side, and then you hit this beautiful region. So it's rolling hills. We're about 20 to 25 minutes away from the beach. The beaches don't compare to the Portuguese beaches. I'm sorry, Italy, we have to be realistic here, but all of those stretchers on a 2-meter beach, like, I don't know what's going on there. But you have water to put your feet in, and you can look at beautiful snowy mountains. So this is a really beautiful area. They call themselves the New Tuscany for about 20 years now. It's not nearly as busy, which is great, but it is definitely as beautiful, if not even more so in my opinion. The kids and Philippe and I decided to come by car, because obviously I'm highly pregnant, so flying is sort of off limits. And we thought it would be nice also to take the kids on a little exploratory drive through Europe. So we made a 5-day journey in the car, and that was really a wonderful adventure. Lots of driving, but we tried to spread it out over a couple of days so that I wasn't going to get a completely stone butt from all the sitting and all kinds of cramps in the legs. Well, we saw lots of protests actually in France. We got really lucky because if you know, or you might not know, there's a lot of upheaval right now in the agricultural scene, because the farmers are protesting a new agreement that Europe has made to import stuff from South America that is substandard in our eyes in terms of what's allowed with pesticides and GMOs, and also it's going to compete heavily with the European market prices, so it's not great for the European farmers. And the French, gotta give it to them, they are very adamant that this is a bad idea, and they're showing that they are unhappy because we saw kilometers of traffic jams of massive trucks and tractors that have just barricaded the entire road. It was very impressive. Thankfully we were on the right side of the road, so we didn't actually have any traffic jams ourselves. And then we came into a bit of snow at some point. Philippe, as a Portuguese person, was shitting his pants, and I was just like, this is nothing, guys. This is absolutely nothing. But I also wasn't driving, so we made it out alive, and we had some nice meals together with the kids. We ate some pinchos in Bilbao, which was, I think, our favorite eating experience. And all in all, it was just a really great journey. Definitely no better place to drink a good cappuccino than Italy, guys. All right, and that was a beautiful Montelpero, and I'm really hyped up now with this little coffee running through my veins. Let's go to the home where the baby will be born, and I'm gonna show you the birth room and how we set up for the birth at home. So I'm gonna walk you through all my little weird things that I do to prepare for a positive birth and some of the practicalities to make sure that à la Maman Suprême, there is an actual pool, it's not leaking, and we have some place to go. So one of the first things we did, or I did when we arrived, was to go to my echo appointment. This was to make sure that the baby was in the right position, or is in the right position, meaning head down and preferably with his spine towards your belly, because that's the best position for birthing a baby naturally. So there was a little bit of stress behind the scenes right before we left, actually, because he hadn't turned. So I have been doing lots of baby yoga exercises to get him into the right position, and those worked, or he was in the right position all along, one of the two. We'll never know, but I was very relieved to figure out a few days ago that he's in the right position, and that has given me a lot of calm and confidence again that we're going to be able to move forward with my original birth plan. And yeah, that's sort of the first step in terms of preparing for a home birth, is that we are monitoring, you know, the progress of the growth of the baby and all of those things, sort of the classical route. Or I wouldn't even call it classical, let's say the medical route that nowadays is the standard one, where you just go for your checkups and you do your tests and urine and blood and your development echoes and stuff. So that's the intervention that is taking place, and the reason that I'm doing that is just to make sure that I don't have like a placenta previa, what it's called, which means that you have your placenta at the bottom of your uterus, and then that's an actual danger to conduct a home birth, because you have a much more chance of hemorrhaging and all kinds of things. But if everything is looking well and you as a mother are healthy and the baby is developing well and is in the right position, then if you as the mom are comfortable with the idea of a home birth, then it's totally safe and good to do so. My advice to anybody having a baby, when we talk about the birth experience, because there's a lot of fear around birth in general, is always that the most important thing is that the mom is feeling good. And if that's in a hospital, then you should definitely have a hospital birth. And if you think that you're most comfortable and relaxed in your own home, and you have somebody that can help you through the process, like an adequate midwife, somebody professional that knows what they're doing, then the home birth is great. In Holland, this is still very common. In Latin countries, not so much. Most Portuguese and Italian people that I know, that I've spoken to about birthing my children at home, are just like, you're absolutely insane, what are you doing, this is irresponsible. But I'm sorry, I strongly disagree. I really think that the safest birth is one where the mom is completely relaxed and confident about the experience and looks forward to it with a sense of joy and relaxation, and not one of extreme fear, which unfortunately is it is the culture that we are creating altogether. Because let's be honest, most of the movies we watch these days are all
I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I'm not a mom. I'm not a mom. I don't think that way.
I can't.
Yes, you can.
No, I can't. I'm done. I'm dying. I can't.
Okay.
I can't. I can't do this.
Tucker's
I
father
can't do
wasn't.
this.
Yeah, they're all quite gruesome. It's a lot of screaming. It's a lot of women in extreme agony and stress, and it's usually obviously in a hospital, and it's all very sort of surgical looking and cold, and I think it's not at all how birth should be represented, if I'm honest. So yeah, I'm all about that positive birth story, and I'll show you some of the things I do in order to prepare. One of them being actually an artistic act that I endeavor on now with my kids, but before I had kids, just on my own, which is like a few weeks leading up to birth. I actually like to visualize the birth and that it's going to go really well and really smooth. And I like to write down phrases that affirm that process. And I also like to make drawings and paintings, sort of visualizing it in all the ways and therefore manifesting it, if you will. And so far, that's been successful for me. And I think it's definitely helped me during the labor process of just being able to get into that really positive emotion of like, this is all going great, my body's doing great, and everything is going to be, great and wonderful.
All right, guys, I'm gonna test the bird pool. It's been 7 years since the last time I did this. Let's see if I still got a hand on it. Let's try it. I remember we set up the swimming pool in the night. They were born in the morning. I remember cooking the food for Sophie. And I remember being very nice. So this one is not going to be different. It's going to be exactly the same spot. Well, we used 3 different spots. Ami was here in this side. Fia was on the other side there. And Otto is going to be here. So we're going to use the whole living room for this. Okay, let me get the pump. I had a daughter before, with a relationship before Sophie, and she was born in the hospital. And the only thing I can say is that if you're born at hospital, it's very far away from nature. It's very detached from you. It's all very medicalized. It's all by the standards of the hospital. It's all by the time that they wanted to do it. It's when they feel like doing or when it's best for them. So it's not when it's best for the mother and the kid. And when you do it at home, it's totally different. It's when the baby is ready, it's when the mother is ready. It's a much better experience, I can tell. That's why this is going to be the 3rd one, born at home. And I would not change it. I would always, if I had 10 kids, these 10 kids would be born at home. I can imagine when you're a lady having contractions, you don't want to be laying down flat on your back, always in the same position. You can imagine. You want to be able to move. And I think nothing better in the water that you can float. So you can just behave like a fish, I think. Just roll around, turn around as you feel. So. That's it. Got the handles here. You got here the cup holder for the champagne when it's finished. So I got here the liner and the hose. The liner, we're just going to put it when Sophie starts with the contractions, of course. And then we have the hose to fill it up with the water. I know I still have to go to the shop to buy a little connection for the hose, for the tap. And then we can jump in.
I'm having a deja vu here. Oh, that's good. So it's not leaking and it's working. And Philippe told me that he went to get an extra little piece to hook up the tap onto the hose so that we can fill it up. So these birthing pools are really great because it comes with this sterilized plastic liner, because obviously you want to have like a nice and clean environment. So we're not going to take that out of the bag yet. We're going to take this all down, and the way that we then move forward is that once contractions start happening, once labor begins, is actually when Philippe will set everything up for the real deal. Gonna light the fireplace, pump up the pool, fill it with 37 degrees Celsius water. Has to be body temp, can't be too hot, can't be too cold. And then as you can see here, there's just like a little sitting area, but it's gonna be basically me and Philippe, and then the midwife will be called, she will arrive, and then she's usually around, but not necessarily around. Our last daughter was born with basically me and Philippe, and she came once she was born, which was a beautiful experience, and we'll get into that maybe in the next video once Otto is born. And I'll put a lot of my sort of artwork and affirmations around here probably. Put on a little bit of Hertz music, the healing kind, meditation stuff, and then get into the zone and birth this baby. So yeah, that's it. Ooh, smells amazing. So a big part of positive birthing and positive living, of course, is food, as you know. So we're about to sit down and have some bone broth. I'm gonna add some salt into this. And that is also going to be next week's episode, because Philippe is going to demystify all the questions that you might have about making the perfect bone broth and show you the step by step. Because this is the time to get spoiled as a lady. So you better have your man work hard for you. All right, so we're about to enjoy this delicious bone broth that Philippe made for us. Thank you very much, darling, for making this delicious soup. And in next week's video, he's going to show you how to make it from scratch. And he's also going to answer all the common questions that are out there. Like, why is bone broth good for you? How do you make it? Can you make it from all the bones? Is it good for your gut health? Should you be eating it every day? And many more questions like that. So that video will be up next week on Friday. We hope that you will enjoy it. And in the meantime, if you want to watch more of our content, check out this playlist here with more farm-to-table recipes. Or if you're interested in joining us in Portugal this year in April or October, check out the retreat dates coming up. I'll leave the link below. See you on the next one. The Farming Chefs. Peace out.